Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel today. This is Paul at Kentucky Tacklebox. Today I want to talk about creek fishing using a fly fishing style lure to go after panfish in your local creek, or you could even go after small bass as well. But I was out fishing a couple days ago, and I was getting a lot of short strikes from a lot of bluegills and that using a lure that's a small rooster tail, which usually is a pretty successful lure. And I noticed that some of the bluegill were hanging out near the top of the water column as I was running my rooster tail back to me. So I got to thinking, okay, why don't I try to switch gears here a little bit and do a little bit of topwater light, as I call it. So I tied on this little foam rubber spider. So it's got a small little hook on it. Let me see if I can kind of show you from the side here. Yeah, it's basically designed as a fly fishing lure, and it's got a foam body. It's got different colored legs. Some come in white, some come in pink. This one's in pink, and this is a real tiny hook on it, and then a small eyelet. So I tied this on my spinning rod, but to allow me to get some kind of casting distance out of it, I'm using these weighted bobbers, and they have this little lead weight on the bottom of them, and then you can just you know you just push it. You can just push them down, unhook it, and usually what I'll do is I'll hook the line through one end of the bobber where the hook is, and then I'll flip the bobber over and run the line around the outside of the bobber and hook it on the top. That way the line won't be sliding around on the bobber. If you hook it in both ends of the bobber, as you know, so it'll go in on one side and then go around the body, come out the other. It'll tend to stay put. And when I run this type of setup for whether it's lake fishing or creek fishing, I usually use about 3 to 5 feet of distance between the bobber itself and then the lure, just because when I twitch the bobber, I want to be able to have the lure far enough away that it's not going to fool the fish or spook the fish. I just want them to see the little spider lure or whatever topwater lure I happen to be using twitch. So I have my rod rigged up here on the floor, and you can kind of see I have the little spider here, and I have the weighted bobber up there. Let me stretch it out so far. And this is as far as I was using it the other day. So you can see from here up to there, we're talking probably 3 to 5 feet. And that's what I normally recommend that you use distance-wise. As far as casting, definitely a setup like this, you want to cast in an area where you have open casting ability. If there's a lot of tree brush and branches and stuff nearby, this is going to be a hard lure to throw because you have a lot of line whipping around downstream from the bobber. But if you have an open casting area, what you're going to find is that this lure is highly effective. Once you get it on the water, you basically just let it hit the water, let it settle for a little bit, and then start to twitch it in. Give it a couple of twitches, let it rest. Give it some more twitches, let it rest. And what you'll find is you'll start to see fish swimming up near the surface of the water to look at the bug, and then the next thing you know, they'll start taking little swipes at it, and a lot of times they'll commit to it. And you can work the lure slow, you can work it faster. It just depends on the area you're fishing in at a given moment. And then the other thing about these weighted bobbers, they come in different colors. You have your typical your orangish reddish color. You have this yellow color. They even come in green. And you just look at your local tackle store and there'll be weighted bobbers. These are a smaller size one. They also make larger weighted bobbers as well. So if you need a little more casting distance, you can get that with the larger weighted bobber. But this is a very highly effective method for fishing for panfish, especially in the summertime when the water temps are up and the fish are a little more active. So if you're out on the water and you're looking for a fun way to catch some panfish, and you'll even hook into some small bass occasionally as well, give it a try. I think you'll find it's quite a bit of fun. I know I was catching, once I tied this setup on last time I was fishing, I went from catching maybe 1 or 2 fish up to about 7 or 8 before I was done for the day. So it's just a great time to get out and try things like this. Good time to experiment when you're out there fishing at your creek or your local lake. And as always, thanks again for watching, and get out on the water when you can. It's a great place to be. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.